And then you get Cory Booker, and you got to love Mr. Potato Head over here. He didn't just bring his angry eyes. He brought his concerned eyes. And Cory Booker, if there's one person who can make Kamala Harris look not rehearsed, it is Cory Booker. He makes her look spontaneous and joyous. Cory Booker is the most rehearsed politician I have ever seen in my entire life. He is perhaps the most irritating politician. And I watch politicians for a living. This dude is as irritating as itching powder in your eyes. I mean, this guy is just nails on a chalkboard irritating. Here is Cory Booker, who is very upset that a vote is even going to be held on Amy Coney Barrett. You can tell he's upset because he uses both his upset eyes. He brought his angry eyes. He takes out his upset eyes, pops them in, blinks a lot, very upset, Cory Booker, and then he just repeats things over and over. He repeats Beetlejuice until Michael Keaton randomly appears in the well of the Senate. Here was Cory Booker being obnoxious.
What is going on in America today, in the midst of a deadly pandemic and an ongoing election, having a rushed Supreme Court nomination hearing is not normal, and we cannot normalize it. People are voting right now. The American people should decide. The American people should decide. The American people should decide. I will not be voting to confirm Judge Barrett's nomination.
Okay, either Cory Booker is the most emotional person who has ever been in American politics, or he's completely unemotional and he's kind of a sociopath. and I sort of feel like the latter, because every time I'm so upset, the American people should decide. Tinkerbell should live. Amy Coney Barrett shouldn't be on the court. Clap until Tinkerbell lives, Cory. Clap, clap, Spartacus, clap. It's a Spartacus moment. Tinkerbell's living. We're doing it. Yeah, it's not happening. Amy Coney Barrett is going to the court. So congratulations, Cory Booker. And meanwhile, Dick Durbin is saying that it is a self-serving proposal. This is the senator from Illinois, who, again, once called American soldiers akin to Pol Pot. I remember this. Senator Durbin says it's self-serving for Republicans to fill the seat. After all, they didn't fill the seat with Merrick Garland. Yes, because they weren't going to vote for Merrick Garland because they disagree with his judicial philosophy, Senator Durbin. Here is Durbin, again, doing this routine. We can't win the vote, so there shouldn't be a vote.
People had already begun casting votes, and my Republican colleagues marched in front of the cameras, looked down at their shoes, dutifully reversed their positions, and lined up obediently behind their leader again. It gets down to this. Either the American people do get an election year voice regarding a vacancy on the Supreme Court, or they don't. In 2016, Senator McConnell said, give them a voice. Now he says, don't give them a voice. It is a shameless, self-serving, venal reversal.
Okay, just a note. It's also a shameless, self-serving, venal reversal that you all said that Merrick Garland should get a vote, and now you say that Amy Coney Barrett should not. Pat Leahy, most famous for having a cameo in the Batman movies. I heard Senator Leahy from Vermont saying the same thing. They're breaking their word. You guys are pledging to pack the Supreme Court, guys, and kill the filibuster. I think that them, quote unquote, breaking they didn't give their word that they were never going to vote on a Republican nominee. They said when the parties control different branches in an election year, then you should wait for that to be decided by the American public. I think it's a dumb principle. I don't think you have to vote on anybody you don't want to. You're the Senate of the United States. But Democrats are trying to hang their head on this.
We shouldn't be holding a hearing 3 weeks from a presidential election when millions of Americans have already voted. Now, when doing so requires that literally half of the Senate goes back on their word. Think of that, my Republican colleagues. Literally half of the Senate had to break their word, contradicting every argument they made 4 years ago about the American people needing a voice during election year vacancies.
Okay, so screaming at the sky and whining about a perfectly traditional process. Again, there have been more than a dozen. I think the statistic was close to 20 people who have been nominated during an election year. And usually when the parties control the same branches, when they control the executive and the legislature, the person gets confirmed. When a different party controls the legislature from the presidency, they do not get confirmed. It is that simple. Facts don't care about your feelings, and it's a fact that The Ben Shapiro Show is the largest conservative podcast in the nation. Be sure to hit the subscribe button to stay up to date on all of our content.